What game show is this from, Callis? Is this just a generic game
Yeah, I think
show
I just
music?
made one for this.
You did? Okay. I like it. It's kind of a snappy little tune. So Southside Jake is joining us now, and Jake is going to stump me. And actually, we kind of stumped each other because you remembered. I didn't remember this. It was a long time ago, back when I worked at 1250. But that we were in a fantasy football league together. I'd kind of forgotten about that, probably because I didn't do very well.
Me either. I didn't do well either. Those were some slingers there. They did very well.
Did they? I honestly don't remember. I think the only time I won a fantasy football league was when I didn't get paid for winning it. So that's kind of a typical thing. So Nick sort of walked me through this a little bit, but maybe you can tell me what am I doing here? What are you going to do? You're going to stump me with whatever?
Yeah, it's a basic like 3-question trivia thing where Dorn and Adam and I go back and forth on it, and they're smart guys. So
I have nothing for you. As people can tell if they've listened here for the first couple of hours, I did absolutely zero preparation for this show. So that's part of it. So I do not have any trivia questions for you. Was I supposed to?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm asking the questions and coming at you.
Okay. All right. Go for it.
Man. I did tell Dorn and Adam last week I was attending the NASCAR race in Nashville this weekend.
Okay. Oh, but before you do that, there's something I have to do before I forget because I'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
93.7 The Fan and the Pittsburgh Pirates want to visit your teams in action for our youth baseball and softball showcase. Parents and coaches send an email to us at youthsports@937thefan.com to register your 12 and under team, and 93.7 The Fan may make a stop at your field. Details at 937thefan.com. Century 21 Fairways Real Estate. So there we go. Now we're ready to go. The floor is yours.
Oh, boy.
It's going to be NASCAR trivia?
Well, this is going to be one question. You got the disadvantage here because I told Dorn and Adam I was going this weekend, so I was hoping they were going to brush up on what happened. This is a very simple one because I know they're not into it either. But, all right.
I'm sort of a casual NASCAR guy. Like, I don't mind. I kind of like watching the races sometimes, but this weekend's was not one of the races that I watched.
Well, we'll see if you get it anyways. I mean, if you're casual, you might know it. So this weekend, history was made with 5 overtime restarts. Yes, there is overtime in NASCAR for the casual fan out there.
Yeah,
it's never been done. I got to witness it, luckily.
Green, white checkers.
Yeah, who won the race with the 5 overtime restarts?
Kevin Harvick.
No, he retired last year, so he wasn't even racing.
Okay, we'll see. Yeah. Well, I retired 2 years ago, so we're even. Jeff Burton.
So
he probably retired too.
2 more guesses. Who was it?
Jeff Burton. Did he retire too? If I say Tony Stewart or Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhart, no, those guys are all retired. No.
They're all retired.
So obviously, Daniel Suarez.
That was a good guess, but no, Joey Logano won that race.
Should have known
but
that.
Daniel Suarez was a very, very good guess. He was right there.
Was he? What about Chase Elliott? I honestly haven't watched. I sometimes watch the Daytona 500. I actually covered NASCAR. I worked in South Carolina one spring, very briefly. David Pearson's hometown. And Bud Moore is an engine builder who had Ricky Rudd as his driver. Yeah. So I got to know some of those guys. They were really cool. We were actually able to call the Daytona garage from our radio station, and some guy answers the phone. I said, would it be possible to speak with David Pearson? And they went and got him. And this is like after he'd won one of the Twin 125 qualifiers. And I'm trying to imagine what the equivalent of some other sport would be, where you just call down to the dugout, hey, can you get Kutch over here for a minute? That kind of thing.
So while I was down there, one of my vendors at work, shout out State Water Heaters, got us all access passes to go into the pits, the garages, and everything. And those guys are one of a kind. So it's not surprising that they took the call and actually talked to you. So we were his hometown radio station and stuff like that. But it was but those guys are, and it was like that back in the day. They're very customer oriented. I mean, you're a businessman, so you know what it's like. But they take care of their sponsors. It's kind of a joke where they, do the post race thing and they talk about, the STP Chevrolet and, all this other stuff. You try to mention as many sponsors as possible, but they're ahead of their time. I mean, the Pirates are wearing a Sheets patch now on their arm. Nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not.
All right. So what's the trivia going to be next week that I won't have to know the answer?
Oh man, I don't know. I think I'm probably gonna ask them a college basketball question next week. I think so. So I mean, I don't know. I can give you a sneak peek, but I don't want to ruin the surprise either.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Blake Hinson. How did I do? No.
No.
He's not in college basketball anymore. All right. Well, Jake, thank you very much. Maybe we'll have to get in a fantasy football league again sometime.
I'm in.
Have you ever been on a tiki boat?
No, I've not.
No. Would you like to go on a tiki boat?
Of course, I'd always like to go.
Okay. No, I'm not going to give you tiki boat tickets or anything. I just was curious if you'd ever been, because I'm going to be. That's my question for the day for everybody. I think I forgot to ask Paul. But Jake, thanks much. We appreciate it.
All right, sir. Have a good day.
All right. You too.